And news from mainland China now. We're still tracking the case of telecommunications fraud uncovered right here in Kenya. 32 of the 97 suspects repatriated to China are from Taiwan. They are likely to be involved in further investigations and a trial on the mainland in the near future. But what do we know about telecoms fraud in Taiwan? Now, some of the perpetrators admit they've been involved in it for a long time, and the inefficiency of the correctional system there means that it's worth the risk to simply continue.
46-year-old Lin is from Taichung in Taiwan. He set up a telecom fraud center in Kenya at the beginning of this year. He and his colleagues pretended to be personnel from the legal system and carried out illicit activities against Chinese mainland residents.
People on line 1 pretend to be Shunfeng Express, line 2 police, and line 3 procuratorate.
Lin was apprehended for telecom fraud in 2011. Undeterred after 6 months in prison, he returned to his old ways after release. He spent some time in Indonesia. In January of this year, he recruited about 40 people for an operation in Kenya. He admitted that many of his team had prior experience. Another suspect called Shi, also from Taichung and also a habitual criminal, was sentenced to 7 months in 2010. He says he wants to be tried in Taiwan, where any sentence would be relatively lighter than on the mainland. Experts say in Taiwan, the highest penalty for such a crime is just 5 years, but on the mainland, it can be life in prison. Mainland police say they once arrested a suspect here before sending him to Taiwan. 3 months later, they caught him again, in the Philippines. However, it seems these days are over. The suspects in this case will be tried in a court on the Chinese mainland after a full investigation, with no potential loopholes. Some of them are now revealing their regret. 27-year-old Liu Tai-ting was one of the suspects deported from Kenya to the mainland on April the 13th. He confessed to police that he went there explicitly to conduct telecom fraud. He said he sent more than 10,000 illicit messages per day, earning more than 240,000 Taiwan dollars, or nearly $7,500 US in the process. He said he lied to his mother about the reason for his sudden departure to Africa, and she never knew the truth until the case was exposed.
我知道这个事情发生之后，他有在四处奔波，然后在里面四处求救，但是他一直不知道实情，所以真的也是蛮对不起他的。
Liu said he would never get involved in such illicit activity again. 羊城市 CCTV